जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Okay, up, down, up. So just studying the qualification scenarios. Give me 1 second. Pi cos theta by tan. Okay, got it. All right, got it. Hello and welcome to Mathematics Cricbuzz Live. And there's too much to do. It's like calculus. Equation ही नहीं समझ आ रही. भाई जैसा क्लास 12 की मैथ में होता था वैसी भाई अभी हो रहा. मेरे भी क्लास 12 अभी 2-4 हफ्ते पहले खत्म हुआ है ना, तो इसलिए वो समझ not understand anything. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, that's why I have Professor Joy Bhattacharya. What do they say? Professor Emeritus? Emirates? Professor from Emirates?
हाँ वही फ्लाइट अटेंडेंट भी होता है, on the flight हम लोग सर्व खाना भी सर्व करते हैं.
You go with the mathematics cart and teach people mathematics?
2 वोट का, 1 trigonometry problem, 2 calculus problem.
Okay, that's right. I like that. Would you like a drink? Equations make more sense if you've had a bit of a drink, yes. I'll tell you something. Once you study the equations for qualification, you will feel like you've had a few drinks because your head will spin. A bit like this. But I'll explain them to you anyway. The first match today is Mumbai versus Hyderabad. Mumbai has to win. Okay?
First,
Khatam ho gaya?
assume X is equal to Mumbai win.
Calculation is over because they win, they go to 16. 16 means they are in the top 4. But, lekin, kintu, parintu, lekin, but, Bangalore is playing the second game. Now, Bangalore wins. They can go to 16. And now here is when the last column comes into play. Net run rate, the old devil net run rate. The problem is that Mumbai's net run rate is in the negative, and the good thing for Bangalore is their net run rate is in the positive, which means Bangalore will just have to win. So Bangalore doesn't really care what the result of the first game is.
No, yeah.
But they do.
Yes, they just have to win. That's true. I mean, it's going to be a really tall ask. But basically, if Mumbai has to push them and push their run rate above Bangalore, then they have to win by, if they're batting first, by about 82 runs. And if they're bowling first, by 11.4 overs, they have to complete the target. Now, but remember, even that means you've only caught up with Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay. If Bangalore wins, they'll obviously go ahead a slight bit more.
Correct.
So it's not as if you'll do in 11.4 se ho gaya.
Yeah.
Because they could easily catch it up. In fact, if you did it even in 10 overs, Bangalore may have to win then by 15 extra runs or finish it in 18 overs.
Correct.
So Bangalore will always know what to do. That's the problem that...
But what is the problem for Bangalore? You may say it's so easy. Bangalore will just say we win and we go through. We qualify. Rain guards. The rain guards are saying, wait, we have not had our say in the matter. Lord Indra is up to some mischief this evening in Bangalore, isn't he? It may rain. If it rains, split points, because Gujarat is playing Bangalore. So Gujarat, of course, stays at the top of the table. They don't care. It can rain, it can snow, there can be a hail, it can be a heat wave, anything, dust storm. Yeah. They don't care because they are still going to play the first game in Chennai, the first qualifier in 2 days from now versus Chennai. But today, if it rains, what will that mean for Bangalore? That will mean that they will go to 15 points. And if Mumbai has lost, Bangalore qualifies. But if Mumbai has won, Mumbai qualifies.
Mumbai qualifies, and there's somebody else, I think, who wants to discuss this with us.
He wants to say something about it all the way from South Africa, Mr. Shaun Pollock. Yes, Polly, what have you to say for yourself and the weather and the qualification scenario and the mathematics?
Well, it's all a bit of a concern, isn't it? I mean, from a Mumbai perspective, I suppose the one thing, if they look at the rain, they think to themselves, well, it's in our hands. We win the game, and then we have control if it does rain. But yeah, scenarios.com, we talk about mathematical scenarios. We're now up to scenarios where the weather could play its part, where the teams could perform, others could get through. So I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a blockbuster Sunday, we've definitely got it. It won't be short of action. And I think it should be fantastic. And great that the tournament's gone down to the last round-robin game.
Yeah, there was, of course, if you're wondering why Polly was not on the screen for the last 3 minutes when we started, he was doing his sums. He was doing the equations. As you know, Shaun Pollock runs a website during the IPL called scenarios.com. and he was just updating the site. And this rain has really caused confusion, I'll tell you. For the last league game to be rained out is just, it's a damn squib in more ways than one.
Yes, in more ways than one. And you know what? The even crazier thing is, if it rains, if, for example, Mumbai win by a large margin, that 82, and then it becomes a rain-affected game, where the calculation will totally change then.
Yeah.
Suppose it's a 5-over game or a 10-over game.
Yeah.
So that will then again change the calculations all over. So basically, this IPL has been made to keep mathematicians and statisticians with work.
You know what the real concern, I think, for RCB is the fact that...
Yes, Polly, the real concern for Bangalore is?
I just think that Gujarat won't really be prepared to play a game if it's any risk of doing damage to their players. RCB will be absolutely desperate to get on that park, no matter if it's a 5-over game or not. They won't really care. So if Mumbai win, and there's an opportunity for them to play and get points on the board. But from a Gujarat perspective, they don't want to risk anything. So, they'll be going around saying that part of the ground's wet, this part of the ground's wet. We're not so sure our guys won't slip, because they've got big games coming up. I mean, obviously they've qualified comfortably. The only thing that they would want, I suppose, is a little bit of cricket. When did they last play? Was it Monday or Sunday?
Oh, yeah, they played 4 days ago, I think. Yeah, they played 4 days ago. Where did they play? They were in where were they? They've gone to Bangalore. They played at home.
Yeah, they played at home, I think.
They played at home 5-6 days ago. You're right. It has been a bit of a break for them.
Yeah, but look, I'll tell you what.
In 15th, I think.
Yeah, but breaks don't hurt teams who are winning, and when you have a good situation.
15th Hyderabad.
Yeah, because I remember that when we played in 2012.
By we, you mean?
KKR. In those days. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was about a 9-day gap in between. The 9-day gap in between where we just in Pune.
Yeah.
But that actually is okay for the team because, there's rest, recuperation, and you're on a high.
Yeah.
The problem is if you have lost and you need to win one match and you're sitting for 5 days worrying about
then you. But Polly, there was a point that Joy brought up yesterday as well about, when you're going to play a qualifier in about 48 hours, you're going to play a very big game. What do? You play that last game with that intensity? Do you change players? What do you try to do? And this is what Joy was saying that a Mumbai team did, and I think you'll know
2010.
this, right? 2010, the Mumbai team got 5 changes, got 5 players in, and you suddenly just lose momentum. That, you lose the balance, you lose the momentum. Nobody likes sitting out. So there's your gun players are sitting outside perhaps. They're like, we could do with the game time. So what is the strategy that you should take into a game like that?
Yeah, I think it all depends on your fixtures leading into it. As you say, they've had a nice break. So I think they would want all their players to get out there and get back into the match scenario to get themselves mentally ready for the encounter. I mean, they play again, Wednesday? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
When's the next game?
Tuesday is Gujarat Chennai. So, 2 days from now.
So it's 48 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, to travel the next day and go and play is not ideal. And, situation-wise, ideally what you actually would have wanted to do is send your main guys through to Chennai already and get them prepared on those kind of surfaces. Of course, the Chinnaswamy compared to where you're going to go play in Chennai, it's completely different, isn't it? I mean, condition-wise, one comes on, one stops.
But can you imagine what if, for example, Gujarat pulls out 5 players and says that they're not going to play? Can you imagine what Mumbai would say? Can you imagine what Mumbai would say?
Wow.
They are not going to be happy, I promise you
No
that.
decision is only your own. It's not solely your own.
It's a last league match. Yes, exactly.
The final weekend of the league stage, every decision you make, that ripple effect just goes right through the league.
Not only that, if they lose, by chance Mumbai lose, then Rajasthan will be on their case.
Yeah. Remember, Rajasthan is still in contention as well. Let's have a look at what it means for Rajasthan today. Bring the points table back up. Go mathematics again. Go mathematics. Have your drink. Sip your drink, Joy.
So Rajasthan basically need both to lose. They need both to lose, and they need Bangalore to lose by a fairly substantial margin. They need Bangalore to lose by about 30 runs.
Yeah.
If Bangalore loses by 30 runs and Mumbai just loses, Rajasthan is through.
Wow, I'm so confused. But anyway, Hyderabad is playing and Mumbai is playing. I'm going to zip my jacket up. It's feeling a little cold here. Feeling very cold. Suddenly it got very cold. Like cold winds are blowing through now. for a lot of people. Mumbai has won the toss and Mumbai has decided that they are going to chase. Hyderabad's going to bat first. This is the problem, right, Paulie, for a Hyderabad team just to find motivation for this last game.
It is a challenge. And we said it the other day, you know, when, like, for example, Delhi are playing their last game, I always think it's those first 5 or so overs. You know, if Hyderabad get off to a decent start, then they engage themselves. They get in the game and they think, okay, we can play well. But if they get off to a poor start, you're not going to see the fight. I mean, it's just honest. There's some of the guys' minds already on the plane, going home, what they're going to be doing for the next month or two. So the key is, if they're involved, if they're happening, if they're performing well, then they're in it. But as soon as you step on their throat and you say, okay, you guys have got no chance, that's when you can really run away with the game. So, you know, that's what would be the key for Mumbai. I mean, they love to chase. You know, they've got such a strong batting lineup. It's a great decision. But bowling-wise, if they do start well, there will be places to be played for. Sunrisers players will be thinking, you know, next year I want to be part of the squad, or I want to enhance my reputation. So there are certain guys who will come and play carefree, like a Klaasen, for example. I mean, he's on top of the world, so he'll come out and just try and lace it to all parts. So he'll be the dangerous one. But there are some other guys like a Markram, you know, who would be wanting to get a big score just to end off well.
Let's have a look at the teams that, or the 11s or the 12s that both teams are taking. This is Hyderabad, changes galore. There's Mayank Agarwal. There is no Abhishek Sharma, that means. They've got Vivrant Sharma. The captain, Aiden Markram, Henry Klaasen, Harry Brook, Glenn Phillips. So they've gone with the 4-gun international bats. Sanveer Singh, you know that team rates him very highly. In fact, Brian Lara posted about him the other day, saying that he thinks he's quite a gun young talent. Mayank Dagar, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Umran Malik gets the game. Nice to see him back after the captain claimed after the previous game that he didn't know where Umran is. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Nobody tells me anything. There's a disturbing pattern with Hyderabad captains and selections, Joy.
You know, I remember there was a point in 2009 when KKR was having that horror season where literally, you know, Brendan McCullum would get a sheet of paper from John Buchanan and go up and say, okay, this is the team.
John Buchanan.
And old, memories that I don't want to remember, but that's it. When the coach is just picking and the captain is just saying, okay, whatever it is, I'll just go and do it. That's a disconnect that you don't want. There's got to be a lot more chat out there. The first thing it tells you is that for whatever it's worth, one of two things. Either the captain is not involved much in the decision-making process of the 11, or you're in a situation where the captain is not communicating that much. There's not that much interest out there.
Yeah.
Both of these are not good.
Or in 2009 with the Knight Riders, the captain doesn't know who the captain is because there were a few, right? That was the famous season of, hey, wake up one morning and say, hello, room service? Oh, I'm the captain? Oh, okay, cool. Right?
Wait a minute. Who was the coach of the Knight Riders that year?
Buchanan?
No, Buchanan was not the coach of the Knight Riders.
Oh, then? Who was the coach?
So Buchanan was not the coach of the Knight Riders. Buchanan was the director of cricket for the Knight Riders.
Oh, that naughty title again.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
So who was the coach then?
Somebody who coached the Australian women's team very successfully in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And has now, I think, coaching the English white ball team.
Okay. Brendan McCullum?
Not Brendan McCullum.
Then? Oh, the white ball team. Who's coaching the white ball team, Polly? Silverwood.
Isn't it not Matthew Mott?
Matthew Mott.
Matthew Mott. Okay.
So Matthew Mott was the actual coach of the Knight Riders.
Matt Mott.
And he never had a chance. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Never had a chance to make a decision in all this. The decisions were just handed directly to...
So again, my reaction was correct. John Buchanan. Polly, what do you make of all this confusion in the back end? And then you can see all these changes today as well.
Yeah, I mean, as a coaching staff, you sometimes sit there and it gets to the last game, it's a bit of a dead rubber from their perspective. They want to perform well, they want to end off well, but you've watched guys prepare and do their business behind the scenes, and you've always had a gut feel, so you kind of end up maybe going with them. I'm just interested, so they batting first. Who's their bowling change? Markand, the leggy? Did he come in?
No, Mike didn't come in. That's what. It's a strange lineup in the sense that if you look at the players that they have.
Yeah, they'll probably get Mayank Markande or Kartik Tyagi, one of them.
Yeah, I think Markande
Oh, wait, Rahul Tripathi is not in the...
No, Rahul Tripathi is not there. So look, I think I think if you look at that team, Mayank Agarwal is there, Rahul Tripathi is not, okay? You might hear the words, they're famous words which I think I want to now ban coaches from saying, the words slight niggle, okay?
Okay.
It means nothing. Slight niggle means, it's used for everything.
I think slight niggle means he's hurt and upset because we've dropped him. That's what it means.
I think that's what it actually
There you go. We figured it out today.
Yeah.
That's it.
So slight niggles, if you have to tell us what happened to him,
Yeah.
Has he stretched this, has he strained that anyway? So that team...
Heart is hurt.
This team is saying, Mayank Agarwal, this is your last chance. Go out there. We paid a lot of money for you. Go out there and bat. And we're going to take a decision on whether to retain you next year or not.
Oh, interesting. No
I think
Rahul
that-
Tripathi, no Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah, I think they know that those two they want to retain. I think they're looking at a lot of these guys and saying, we'll give you a chance. This is your last chance. And if you show us something that's probably going to be good for you for next year.
Okay, let's just see that Hyderabad team again, because if they've got full bowlers, then they may just get the impact sub as a batter. Because yesterday we saw KKR do that. They got bowling first, they got an impact sub as a bowler, right?
Yeah.
There goes, Harshit Rana after bowling 3 overs, and they got Surya Sharma. So they could do it here. Nitish Reddy, Umran Malik, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mayank Dagar.
I think they're a bowler shot.
They'll get a bowler.
They're really a bowler shot.
They'll perhaps get Mayank Markande. That way they'll have...
Mayank for Mayank.
Yeah, they'll have Mayank for Mayank. Mayank for Mayank. Actually,
Yeah, because otherwise you'll have to play 3 Mayanks in the 11 and you can't do that. It's against the law. So they'll leave one Mayank for the other. Okay, interesting. Changes. And obviously they have gone with that new formula which they adopted a couple of games ago, which is 4-gun international bats. So obviously no Marco Jansen, no Fazal Farooqi is with them as well, right? So no Fazal Farooqi, no Akil Hussain, no Adil Rashid, no foreign bowler. They're leaning on the Indian bowlers. Meanwhile, let's see the team that Mumbai is taking. This, of course, is their bowling 11. So they will have one impact sub there. Ishan Kishan, Rohit Sharma, Nehal Vadera, Surya Kumar Yadav, Cameron Green, Tim David. So no surprise there. Then their bowlers, Jason Behrendorff, Chris Jordan, Kumar Kartikeya, Akash Madwal, Piyush Chawla. Who's gone out?
nobody.
Ritik Shokeen.
Yeah, Ritik Shokeen has gone out because they're playing the extra fast bowler out there.
Yeah, so they have the 5 bowlers and they've got Cameron Green, of course, for support.
Yeah,
so that's
and
what
once
they
I think once the substitution happens, I wonder if
Tilak Verma. If Tilak Verma's in the impact subs, means he's fit, he's okay to play. And
was he there?
Yeah, he was in the impact subs. Let's have a look again. There you go. Tilak Verma's there. So last time they had Vishnu Vinod playing.
One of those two, but if Tilak Verma is fit,
fit,
it's
they'll
very
play him.
unlikely. Yeah. If Tilak Verma is fit, there's no way they'll not play him.
They'll play him. Of course, there's 2 gun bats who are facing off against each other. And since this match is happening at Wankhede, you know that the batters will come into effect more than the bowlers. And I think, Polly, one from South Africa, Heinrich Klaassen, has had a blasting season for Hyderabad this time. And Surya Kumar Yadav on the other side for Mumbai. When he started this, he kind of carried the Australia ODI luck. I won't say form. He carried that luck into it. If you think that he didn't check in for the first few games, after that he's got 486 runs.
Exactly.
He's just, Surya for the last couple of years has just been batting on another planet, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you look at those facts and figures, you got to wonder how he started the way he did. I mean, he didn't even bat. I think he was batting at 5 at one stage. They had Cam Green coming at number 3 because they were kind of concerned about his form. But he loves the Wankhede Stadium. We love the way he plays, and I think it'll be more of the same for him. It'll be a real nice performance from those 2. There's his facts and figures. I mean, he kind of likes the ground, don't you think?
Yeah, he likes it.
Check at the strike rate. he's not struggling. And that's why I think the international batters for Sunrisers will also enjoy that surface. It does come on nicely. The only thing you do take into account when you're playing at the Wankhede in a day game is sometimes with the sun that beats down on it for that long period of time, it can be a little bit slower. You know, the night games, the ball tends to come on beautifully and you can play your shots. Sometimes you just have to read the surface a little bit better. I think I'm trying to think which game it was. I think it was Kolkata who played there. I think Venkatesh Iyer got his...
He got 100, yes.
100?
Yeah.
They did win.
He was the one player who played it well, but the rest of the players couldn't come to terms with that surface. So when they bowl first, you just got to work out what it's going to be. But by the time Sky comes to the crease, I'm sure the ball will be coming on a little bit better.
Yeah, and talking about Klaasen, his previous innings against Bangalore, you could see him in that Hyderabad heat. Jeez, man. Like, I was feeling bad for him when I saw him at 90. He was just, the way he was taking strike, he was just a bucket. He was looking around saying, I've done this way too long this season for my team. Just stop it. Can somebody else help me? Somebody, anyone.
Gaurav, but did you know, Gaurav, that he only got 9 runs in 3 innings for his previous franchise?
Yep.
And now that he's there, he's been averaging the highest. He's got over 400. I mean, I pay attention when Joy gives his question.
Yes. You learnt it from the Joy Factor question, I know, from the previous. Yeah, I get it. We're all making notes. Don't show off. We're all making notes. Like, for example, did you know that yesterday we were told that Chunni Goswami, the famous all-star from Mohun Bagan, won an Arjuna Award and is also captained Bengal in the Ranji Trophy for cricket?
Absolutely.
I remembered correctly.
Brilliantly, yeah.
Thank you very much. No applause, please. Tali nahi. No, please. Embarrassing. Thank you. So kind.
You remind me of every socialite in this country.
Yeah?
You were torchbearer for the... Nobody in the airport? Wait, no paparazzi.
No paparazzi. Yeah, but before I ask Joy about Henrik Klaasen, I must do one thing. Hi, Joy. No. Please.
No, look, I think the great thing for me in Henrik Klaasen is that very few international cricketers have come and played spin as well as he has.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you say the Indian batsmen are good at. Look at that strike rate, 194. Yes, Glenn Maxwell was brilliant against spin, but remember, most of Glenn Maxwell's games against spin were actually in Dubai, in the Emirates. That's 2014. Yeah. And if you remember, that was a season where the first 5 matches, he got about 50s in 4 of the 5 matches, he was man of the match. And I think that's really been his... But otherwise, if you look at that strike rate against spin, he has been amazing. The way he's picked spinners, the leggies also he's picked, he's hit them straight, he's hit them inside out. And that's one of the things that you have a quality batsman like that sitting out there at 4 and 5. He can change the game, because what's happening very often now is pitches are getting old and more tired. In those 7 to 14th overs, the spinners are beginning to have... yesterday you look at Gujarat, at Lucknow. Lucknow bowled 8 overs of spin in the first... Light in the first 10.
Yeah. Well, so, Krunal bowled out.
Yeah. So tired, pitches are going to get tired. Somebody who really plays spin well is such an asset out here.
Yeah, Paulie, we've been talking about Shivam Dubey, and he's sent as an enforcer against spin for Chennai, and he's hitting all these big sixes. It's like he only knows the 6 multiplication table. But Klaasen as well, he's hit 19 sixes against spin. Dying surfaces, they're slow and low, they're taking turn. He comes from South Africa. Tell us how big a thing that is.
I think it's huge for us. At the start of this RPL, on one of the shows that we were on, I was talking about Klaasen and his ability to play spin. But it's one thing playing spin really well in South Africa, which he does. It's another thing going to India on those surfaces where it stops. You've got some classy spinners. You can get some more purchase. And his technique is trying to play as many deliveries off the back foot as possible. And he gives himself time. But if you miss your length, if you just get that little bit too full, he's more than comfortable with hammering you straight back over the top. But he's very good at picking up length early and off the back foot playing that pull over mid-wicket. And that's really good signs for South Africa from a World Cup perspective as well, because he is head and shoulders above what we've seen from our South Africans lately. So to have him in the middle order and this experience of how he's done this well against spin in the RPL is superb. He really has. And I've liked the way what they've done too, like with Dubey. If it's a situation where they get off the decent start, they promote him, because in the old days, you sometimes used to think, well, my internationals, we don't want to get them in the middle overs because they'll have to deal with spin. Well, he deals with it beautifully. So he's got that class to be able to shift him up.
Yeah, for the Mumbai bowling, they're bowling first today, but that may just work in their advantage because they need to win to qualify. And their batting has actually been their strong suit. The batting's been winning them games. 210, 215 at Wankhede, they look at it and they look at it confidently because they've got these gun bats. But their bowlers today, if their bowlers can actually come in and say, all right, guys, we won't leak too many in the back, right? We won't leak too many in the death, the back 5. We'll kind of keep it tight so that you don't have 230 to chase. I mean, it's not, the Hyderabad's batting fallen apart more than it's actually delivered, but still, it's the back 5 that this Mumbai bowling has been a concern. They tend to give away just too much. Look at that. There's a 19.2. I'm talking about Wankhede. There's 19.2 there. There's a 13.8. There's a 12.2. At Wankhede, you'll take a 9.
I'd take a 9. I'd take an 8 any day.
Yeah, you'll take an 8. You'll hug an 8. You'll adopt it and raise it as your child. Right?
Absolutely.
So anything under 10, you're taking home with you and raising as your child. But you don't want to do what you did against Punjab, what you did against Rajasthan. That's just way too many. You don't want to give those away.
Their problem is that Behendorf bowls in the beginning, and he bowls well for them. Jordan is their designated death bowler, and he just hasn't done it for them. And the truth is that Jordan is one of those players who's never done it in India. Again, like Riley Russo has done it well around the world in many places, but has never just done it in India. And I was wondering whether they would play Riley Meredith instead of him, because just mentally, I think Jordan is shot in the kind of situation he is in, where he keeps getting whacked in the last 5. So, but they've just gone with him. They've kept faith and they've said, okay, this is the guy we have. We're going to go with him. But he's going to be crucial, because if he goes, the big problem here is they can't just chase in 20. They have to try and chase in 11, 12, whatever.
Yeah, Polly, I mean, that is a concern, right, for Mumbai, because now, towards the end, look at the 4-gun international bats that Hyderabad is taking. So, you could very well, in the last 5, unless a collapse happens, you could be facing, the bowlers could be facing a Klaasen in form, a Glenn Phillips who's, devastating, maybe a Harry Brook at that point in time. So, there could be some heavy artillery that's facing your bowling. So you don't want to go for 75 in the back 5.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it has been the Achilles heel, the bowling all the way through. I mean, Behrendorff, I think he's been a real find for them in many ways, because he's given them something up front, something like Trent Bolt used to. At one stage, they didn't have anything up front and they didn't have anything at the back end. It was just Charla who was dominating the middle overs there. So he has been really good for them. He's come through and shown a little bit of consistency from them. I agree, Jordan hasn't really hit his straps then. But I suppose in these big encounters going into the last week, you want your international stars who've got all that experience and have dealt with the pressure on a regular basis to be performing. So if they do get through today, they'll want Jordan, in the playoff games. I think he'd be key, but he does need to find some form. That one Kitty Stadium can be a difficult place to bowl at the back end. It can be really difficult if things are going according to plan. And that's why it has worked this season that every time Mumbai chase, it's the kind of way they feel comfortable, because I don't think they can go and say, listen, if we've got 50 to defend off the last 4, we're comfortable winning the game. They don't have that bowling attack. They don't have your Jasprit Bumrahs who's going to nail some Yorkers. They just don't feel comfortable. So no matter what the surface is, they win the toss, they say we're chasing, because that's where their comfortability lies.
Okay, guys, quick call before the last day of this league stage starts. We've got 3 qualifiers out of the 4 already. There's Gujarat in first position, Chennai in second position, Lucknow is already qualified. Who is going to be the 4th? Come on. #feels. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Bangalore? Is it going to be Mumbai? Is it going to be Rajasthan?
Okay, I like Mumbai, and I'll tell you why. I feel that even if Gujarat play casually, if they play calmly, they anyway play very loose. You know what I mean?
Good point.
So they're not going to play with any pressure. Mumbai, if you see Bangalore's won one big pressure match. Really big pressure match, the one against the Royals, okay?
Yeah.
Can they do it twice in a row? They produced a picture-perfect performance. You need to do that twice in a row to do that. It's not easy.
Okay, so you are backing Mumbai today. Your feels is Mumbai. Polly, what about you? He's wearing blue. One guess.
I know who he wants.
Well, that was just a coincidence. The colour. I must admit, I do think it feels like a Mumbai. I think they'll chase down whatever's set for them. I think Bangalore, weather-wise, the pressure of the match. Yeah, I mean, I've just got a gut feeling that it's going to be Mumbai, but I'm excited to see how it goes down to the wire. I mean, we couldn't ask for better in these 2 games, could we?
That's amazing. I just think whatever happens, cricket will be the real. Stop it.
Oh, God.
Stop it. I think whatever happens, the real winner is the person who gets the first correct answer to the Joy Factor question.
Okay, Joy Factor question now. Coming up. Which test record is shared by Joe Root and AB de Villiers with Richards, Gautam Gambhir and Sehwag right behind? There's actually another player right behind also, I haven't mentioned, but that's not so important. But these 3 are right behind him.
Good group.
Interesting group. And
very nice group.
Yeah.
Paulie and I have no idea. None whatsoever. Look at my face. It's blank. Look at my face. It's blank. Look at Paulie's face. Look at those red cheeks. Look at them. Look at
fastest, like a fastest 200 or something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines.
Something.
I was thinking for each country, but then you got two people from the same country. right?
Yeah, see? If it was easy, it would not be a joy factor question. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for coming to our party. Okay, real quick, what's our score predictions? Hyderabad batting first in Wankhede. What's it going to be? 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 Get
161. 161. 161.
What?
Yes.
You are aware that this is in Wankhede?
Wankhede, I
You
am
are aware it's 20 overs? Just checking.
I think they will bowl their hearts out today. They will bowl, and I think that's an inexperienced batting lineup after a while. Sanveer, Vivrant, it's not a lot of the thing. Mayank has not been in form.
Yeah.
So if the four internationals don't get going, they could be in a bit of trouble.
Vivrant and Mayank are opening, by the way. Vivrant is opening.
Vivrant is opening, yeah.
Yeah, as they say in Delhi, interesting. Interesting. Polly, you?
What did you say? 161?
Yeah, don't even listen to him.
I'm thinking it's higher than that. I'm going 188.
Yeah, okay. I thought you'd go 180, then I'd go 190. But I'm going to go 190. I'm going to go closer to 200 then. Actually, wait.
This is Hyderabad this season, right?
Yeah,
You're talking about the same team.
we are talking about the same team.
Okay, fine.
But
I was just asking.
I want a game, no? See, because Mumbai chased down 200 easy. So I want a game. I'm going 200.
Okay.
198. 188, 198,
161.
collapse. Basically. That's what you're saying. Okay. Last game, man. I want to watch them. You know, they'll fight. I want to watch Klaassen. I want to watch Phillips. I want to watch these guys do something. Yeah, I want to watch a real game. So, yeah, whatever happens, we, of course, will be here to talk about it at the end of the 10-over mark with Cricbuzz Combox, a little update that we do then. And then, of course, at the end of the Hyderabad batting effort with Cricbuzz Live. That's all we have for you right now. Big thank you to Shaun Pollock and to Joy Bhattacharya. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Don't worry about your mathematics and your sums. Just have a drink, relax. We'll do the math for you. All right? See you later.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें